Hi everyone, this is Cherry Enchantress, and I'm here with Pixie Dust Tarot, and this is your daily dust for Monday, October 18th, if you're watching in real time, but it can be for any time that you stumble upon it. This is a timeless reading. I am gearing up for Halloween, so I've been using a lot of Halloween theme type decks these past few weeks. So here we go again with the Santa Muerte tarot. This one's really beautiful. I just really like this deck a lot, and I guess it's because I'm a Scorpio and skulls and that death symbol really speaks to me. But yeah, they're like, look how pretty these cards are. Okay. And the backing's really neat too. Okay, let's give it a good shuffle. I don't think I'll color the edges of this deck because the way they're the border is kind of unique. Unless a really vibrant blue. It would be pretty for these to have like the teal blue metallic that the fairy tarot has. I'm going to make sure that we don't get the same cards. One more time. It's like these guys are staring at me. Ooh. That one wasn't very good. Let's try one more time. Taking off the top. They're a little bit stiff, so there we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we have the Eight of Cups. Oh, walking away. It's like like no tears, but like the cups are crying, kind of. Interesting. I love that imagery. That's pretty. And then we have the King of Swords. And, ooh, the Lovers! Yay! Alright, let me feel this energy. It feels like something's moving out, something's coming in. Okay, I think I got it. I'm going to zoom in. I think this reading pivots around the King of Swords, which could be you or a person of interest. This can represent air signs like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or air placements in somebody's chart. Or just, it doesn't have to be those signs. It could also be like this demeanor of kind of elusive and maybe a little bit harsh, sometimes feeling unapproachable, or like maybe a fear of talking to them or getting close to them for fear of them being harsh with you, possibly. But that's kind of the first instinct I got. The King of Swords is about dominion, security, and justice. He's kind of imposing, he's a little intimidating. He's shrewd and intelligent, but yeah, he's sometimes a little bit too much in his rational mind and his methodical styling, which kind of comes off as cold occasionally. So it's important to, if this is you, to keep your heart open, so you can be empathetic in certain situations that are needed, like really needed, necessary. So this could be your person of interest too, who instead of in a moment where he needed to or she needed to be empathetic or warm-hearted, they were kind of cold-hearted, or maybe not cold-hearted, but a little bit standoffish or harsh or too cold about a situation. So it's important to remember the feelings, right? You and your person. And so the advice from the dead is saying you don't need to deal with an argument directly, one you already know that you can win, but rather to redirect your efforts towards more profitable emotional objectives. Okay, that's really interesting, because sometimes I feel like in certain cases, I want to speak up for myself against, a person like that would be like this, that would be cold or cool-hearted, but it's not about them being mean necessarily, that maybe, but not like intentionally mean. It's just about their nature, like their facade, their protective energy, right? So if you relax a little and see them as a child, or see them as they're this person because of everything that they've been through, and they're being this way right now because of pain and hurt in their own lives, then it makes you a little bit more understanding and a little less reactive to who they are, or reactive to what they say. Not saying that that you should let it go completely, because you should also, this is an opportunity for you to let a person know what they said, how it affected you, but not in a way. I think that what this calls for is not in a blame game, not in a hyper defensive ego way, but give it a little bit of space, and then let the person know, when you said blah blah blah, I felt blah blah blah. They may not even know that's what happened, because that's their MO. Their MO might be just, being a tough person and just saying whatever they feel and not knowing what they did wrong. And so, but be sure you're coming from an I place. I felt, going from a blame game, you always do this, or why do you act this way? That's different, that's making them responsible for your feelings, right? Your feelings are your own. You can express what you felt, but it's not fair to blame somebody else for your feelings. You felt what you felt because you felt them, and that's up to you to work through. That is your thing to work through. But the good news here is you're going to work through it. Yay! I feel like communication is your love language, as hard as it may seem. The Eight of Cups is like, I think this person is walking away for fear of not wanting to confront, fear of confrontation. And the reason why they don't want to confront is maybe because they have they've had a lifetime, like, so these two could be two different people. Like, this person could be the person who has had a lifetime of criticism and people condemning what they do, or putting down everything that they do or everything about them. And so, like, they've built up these defenses. So the second that this person strikes, because they're defending themselves or protecting themselves, then you get into this kind of, okay, see you later, bye. Like, this person, instead of confronting because of a fear of confronting, may walk away. So it's important to balance emotions and feelings. And it's like, it's precarious. And it's time to, like, I think this is, it's, this can be self-defeating sometimes when you don't speak up for yourself, when you don't turn around and say, okay, hold on. What you just said, I get it, but this is how it made me feel. And it's not your fault, but this is how I feel. I had a real interesting experience with my uncle once. I was really young, like 17, and I decided at 18, to, instead of go straight to college, decided to live on my own for a while. And I actually lived with him for a little while, and we had sort of after a lot of a week or so of, you know, just a regular routine that I thought I was fine, like, and he was fine, but he confronted me. He was a little bit angry about some of the things that were not spoken out loud. But that was a really good, as hard as the argument was, as hard as the confrontation was, it was a great way to clear the air. And I think that opens up to this beautiful new chapter in your life where you really unite as one in body, mind, and soul. You really become connected with this person. And again, this could be a Gemini, because lovers represents Gemini, and then we have the King of Swords representing Gemini. The lovers is sometimes a choice, but I feel like the choice is not necessarily over people. The choice here is about choosing love or choosing to walk away, right? And I think, you know, you both will choose love. And it takes learning, it takes growing, it takes getting to know each other to finally accept the connection, the situation. And that is what makes this new energy happen. This is a new union, or a new project, or a new friendship, or a meeting, or a date, or argument settled, and, you know, like kissing after or hugging after an argument, or you know, forgiving and forgetting, and, you know, maybe real feelings coming out, like this protective energy. And then finally this person says, yo, it's kind of like, you know, like in, what's that show? Bridgerton. In Bridgerton, you know how they've been dancing around like their feelings, and then they end up in a room together, and she's pacing and he's talking, and he's like, I burn for you. And she's like, what? Okay, I thought you were like this for me, like no emotion at all, not interested. And underneath it all, he actually burns for her. And she's like, well, how do you like that? I burn for you too. And so they're like, I burn for you, I burn for you. Basically saying like, I have passion for you, I have desire for you, I want you, I want to be with you. This could also lead to somebody saying, I want life with you, I want to live with you, I want to be with you, like I want time with you, I want to spend my days with you. So it could open up to an interesting revelation. So don't be afraid to sometimes confront, or sometimes open up and talk about how you feel, because I think in this scenario, it could lead to something pretty amazing. And I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.